Terrifying moment. Armed cops raid the wrong home leaving special needs baby. 1. Already on ventilator injured from the flashbang devices is revealed in bodycam footage as mayor orders probe. This is the terrifying moment. Armed cops raid the wrong home, leaving a baby with special needs already on a ventilator injured from flashbang devices. The mayor of Elyria, Ohio, Kevin A. Brubaker, has ordered an investigation after Courtney Price, 25, alleged that the officers who raided her aunt's property last Wednesday had the wrong address and deployed flashbang devices that left her child hospitalized. The incident took place around 2:15 p.m. when a swarm of officers from the police special response team busted into the home on Palmley Avenue in Elyria. The raid was captured on a Ring security camera. The body cam footage shows a police officer ask the homeowner to open the door. Officers then start hammering, before battering it. Other video shows them smashing a window and firing flashbang devices. After they have broken down the door, a woman comes down the stairs and leaves the garden with her arms raised. Officers then enter the house with shields, with a cot visible in the living room and a children's show playing on the TV. In a separate audio clip shared by Price on Tuesday, someone can be heard saying, "It's the wrong house." It is unclear who made the remark. The camera is not working at this point because of the flashbang devices, according to NBC News, with whom the clip was shared. In video footage taken prior to this on the Ring doorbell, armed police with shields can be seen on the front garden at the start of the raid. An officer asks them to open the door while banging on it. Another view shows officers then deploying a flashbang before the video goes dark. Police said Friday that they had conducted a search warrant at the right address and added that the child did not sustain any apparent, visible injuries. The incident took place around 2:15 p.m. last Wednesday when a swarm of officers from the police special response team busted into the home on Palmley Avenue in Elyria. The raid was captured on a Ring camera. Officers outside the property on Palmley Avenue in Elyria. The mayor of Elyria, Ohio, Kevin A. Brubaker, has ordered an investigation after Courtney Price, 25, alleged that the officers who raided her property last Wednesday had the wrong address and deployed flashbang devices that left her child hospitalized. Waylon May, 17 months, was injured in the raid when Elyria Police Special Response Team raided the home. Rheada Jennings' niece, Courtney Price, and her 17-month-old son, Waylon May, were visiting from Kentucky and staying at her home. The toddler was awaiting open-heart surgery that is scheduled for next month. During the bust, Price said the officers threw 2 flashbangs through the window. She claims the grenades hit near her son, who was sitting in a swing near the window, and covered him in glass and smoke. The terrified mother told Fox 8 News that guns were pointed at her and she feared she'd be shot if she ran to her child. 1 second everything was normal. 15 seconds later our world was flipped upside down, she recalled. Authorities in the town about 20 miles from Cleveland said the raid was part of an investigation, one reportedly looking for a teen on weapon charges. The police claimed that the diversionary devices used do not produce burns and do not contain pepper gas or chemical agents. The suspect was not found at the home. Price was handcuffed and then dragged out of the home as she pleaded with police to help her son. "I kept screaming, 'My baby, my baby. He's on a ventilator, my baby's in here,' she said." Price said the officers told her not to worry about my baby. As she told the news outlet, she was held outside for nearly 45 minutes as her sick and wounded baby was inside the house. The body cam footage does not confirm if this was the case. She described his condition as blood red, choking, gasping for air. "I froze at the top of the steps. I kept saying, 'I'm scared. My baby's in here. He's on a ventilator.' Then I came down the steps and they put me in handcuffs," Price said Tuesday. The bodycam footage shows Price telling police and paramedics that the child seemed mostly fine, but she was worried about his breathing. "I mean, just the breathing isn't normal, but like he's okay," she says to one officer as of Tuesday. She said Waylon is improving, but it has been a heartbreaking ordeal. "We moved up here for a fresh start. A lot of my family's here. I just had a baby, and I'm a single mum." Price said, "My son has just worked so hard for his whole life to get where he's at, an extra trauma and these extra setbacks. There's just no reason this should have happened." Mother, Courtney Price, 25, giving an emotional update on her child, saying that heart surgery has been delayed. The baby had been sitting in a swing when dozens of officers busted down the door of the home on Palmley Avenue last Wednesday, allegedly throwing 2 grenades and seriously injuring the baby. The damage to the door frame of the house after the police battered it down, as seen in footage. Video shows the baby in hospital. Life Care paramedics arrived on the scene, and the medics assessed the child. They then took the child to a nearby hospital. Officers provided a reasonable amount of time to answer the door. According to a police incident report about the raid, only after or near 10 seconds the sergeant gave out orders to breach the door, the incident report said. The Illyria police said in a statement that the warrant and subsequent raid by the police special response team is part of an ongoing criminal investigation. Authorities claimed they announced themselves before busting into the home. During the tactical operation, 2 diversionary devices, commonly known as flashbangs, were deployed outside of the residence. The police said in a statement these devices produce sound and light that is noticeable in day or night conditions and are intended to distract the suspect's attention, the police said. Diversionary devices do not produce a continuous burn and they do not deploy or contain any pepper gas or chemical agents. Police said the child's mother informed the officers the child had a pre-existing medical condition. They said the Illyria police detectives, Illyria fire paramedics and the mother assessed the condition of the child, confirming that the child did not sustain any apparent, visible injuries. Police alleged the child's mother informed detectives that she intended to take the child to the hospital due to the child's pre-existing illness unrelated to the tactical operation, but did not have an available car seat for transportation to help assist. Officials said Illyria police detectives called Life Care ambulance to the scene to provide any medical attention that EMS deemed necessary. Life Care paramedics arrived on the scene, and the medics assessed the child. They then took the child to a nearby hospital. The child was released later that day, but Price said her son had to be rushed back to the hospital the next day because of low blood oxygen levels. She said her son was born at 1 pound and 2 ounces, and has been dealing with a series of ailments since birth, including a lung disease, pulmonary hypertension, and an atrial septal defect, known as a hole in his heart. He has chemical pneumonitis, which is inflammation of the lungs and irritation of the lungs and the soft tissue around the lungs, she told the news outlet. In February, he was scheduled to have open heart surgery at Rainbow Babies, but the family said his surgery has now been postponed. Price's aunt, who was at work at the time of the ambush, said when she saw the special response team break down her door she was frightened for her niece and the baby, who she said were alone. As they are banging on the door, they throw the flashbang through the window and it goes over top of here and hits the baby, she said. The baby is covered in glass. She said Waylon, who is now in the ICU, has burns all over him and the inside of his lungs are burneds. Already a special needs baby. He's a trash baby. He was on his ventilator. They let the baby lay there for about 35 to 45 minutes in the smoke, Jennings said. She said the police had been at the home at least 5 other times looking for the same suspect. They were looking for, I think, a teenager, to my knowledge. When they told me the name of the boy, it sounded familiar because they had been here 5 times the past year looking for that family and that boy, Jennings told the news outlet. The home's owner believes the person the police are searching for may be a previous tenant of a previous owner of the property. Both Price and Jennings want accountability and an explanation on why the house was raided. Jennings said they are worried about the baby and his upcoming surgery. Yesterday he quit breathing, she said in part. He was awaiting open heart surgery, that's why he's here. That's why he's at my house. She's from Pickville, Kentucky. She's been here 1 week. They have taken 17 months of what this baby has fought to be where he's at, and now he's back at square one.